Hello, welcome to the show. We're getting situated. We are live. We do not play music anymore. I think we're live. We should be live. Yes. No music at the intro. Cold opens all day. We're waiting for Doobie. We're waiting for Doobie to join us. Juby.
Wow.
We're waiting for Doobie to join us. But we're going on now. I think I'm ready to go.
Yeah. There's actually been a decent amount of stuff happen this week, too.
Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that nice little transition. I've learned how to create awesome After Effects transitions. And yeah, there's been a lot of coronavirus bullshit. Canceling fucking everything, dude.
Dude, yeah, for real. Like sporting events, everything.
Yeah.
Sporting events, conferences, just entire counties and entire countries are on lockdown.
Yeah. And it's just the beginning. It just started. All of this stuff. There's so much more to go. Olympics are probably gonna get canceled.
Probably.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see how they're not, honestly.
If they don't get canceled, there's gonna be half the people are gonna go, and they're just gonna be like, all right, well, it's just dumb anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what do you go?
No.
Exactly.
But then
like,
again,
fuck no.
I'm also not an Olympic athlete, right? You train your whole life to go to the Olympics, and then someone tells you that half of your opponents probably aren't gonna go. Are you gonna pass up that
True.
gold medal? I don't know. Because then it's kind of like, I feel like I cheated, you know? It's kind of like cheating to get it.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit because it is kind of just like, well, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
But at the same time, the history books will have an asterisk there, but unless someone goes and looks at that asterisk, they only see your name.
Right. Right.
I mean,
I don't know. It's something that I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully it's not canceled. I love the fucking Olympics. They're so fun,
same.
especially the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, I prefer winter, but that's just it's personal preference. They're both really good usually.
Yeah, yeah. I like a lot of like the track stuff, and yeah, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be a boring year if that happens. We in the news today we have E3 canceled, so that's already done.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure NAB's is canceled or gonna get canceled.
It is canceled. NAB
It
is
is, yeah.
canceled.
Like I'm pretty sure everything's gonna end up getting canceled for a while, which sucks, but
it's not like we go
probably
anyway.
for the better.
It's not like we're gonna go to any of this anyway.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, well, at least we'll still have the announcements because they're just gonna do it online.
True.
It's just we're not gonna get the flurry of news that comes with it, which is the fun part, honestly. Like, I like waking up and being like, all right, what happened at E3 yesterday, and seeing all the different sides of the story, and none of that's going to happen. Yeah. Now we're just going to get fucking press junkets from these companies, and it's going to be all bullshit.
And it'll kind of suck, but it will be... I mean, hey, dude, it's the best of a shitty situation, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, did you watch the Joe Rogan had on? I think Doobie's here. What's up, Doobie?
Yeah, I'm just grabbing the rest of the news.
I don't know if I accidentally called you Juby just before.
He did.
Just shaking his head.
Nope, he did, yeah.
But Joe Rogan had on like a virus investigator. He's been doing it forever, and it was interesting. It was eye-opening. He basically just said, like, this was definitely bound to happen. There's nothing you can really do about it except try to come up with some sort of vaccine. There is a possibility that this could just become the new flu. Like, it's just something that we have to deal with from now on. And it's just the beginning. Like, it's just starting up. This could be years. It could last. You know, it sucks. And is now officially a pandemic, according to, I believe the
The Who.
The WHO, yeah. Yeah, the WHO just declared a pandemic, which is when it's pandemic status, it means it's basically just it's uncontrollable. It means there's just no way to control it. It's hit a certain amount of countries at a certain rate that it's just going to spread. And I'm sure many of you guys know that are listening.
I text my buddy. His grandparents live half the year in Italy and half the year here. Last I had heard, they were in Italy, but I contacted him. He's like, no, they came over apparently a couple months ago. They came over, but they're here. They're staying here. But he has his mom's side of the family is all over there, and they're his grandma on her side is older, so it's just like I totally forgot about it and was like, I need to contact him because it's not the young. It's really not the children. Like swine flu hit children really pretty hard.
Yeah.
This one, as far as like deaths go, it's if you have complications and if you're older.
Yeah.
It's like the flu where you're most at risk. But with this one specifically, it's really targeting them because of what it does to the lungs.
The problem too is in America, at least, a lot of us don't have health insurance. We don't go see doctors. We don't know if we have pre-existing conditions. So we get sick like something like this, where we're already reluctant to go to the doctor as it is, and before when it gets too bad, you're already in such a bad state. It could get even worse.
You go get the test; it's $3,200.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I'll just say the Democrats sit here and go, "We want health care for everyone, but we don't. We want the person who doesn't support it in office." Idiots. So Democrats are just they're killing themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing new. They've done this for a while. I think Obama is the only outlier. Well, I guess the Republicans are the same. I mean, until Trump was elected, they were the same type of way. I mean, they would just put in whoever they felt was going to.
Oh man, Mitt Romney.
Agenda.
Oof.
Yeah, they're a perfect example of that too. Trump really shook that party up, and Sanders could have done it for the Democrats. Not going to happen.
That's the one thing is that when it comes to that, the Republican Party, they're very good at getting behind whoever the nominee is.
And they're very good at voting.
That's our guy.
They're very good at voting.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And
the problem with Sanders
divide themselves.
Biden just has support from anyone above the age of 30. Anyone above the age of 30, they're voting mainly.
And guess who can easily go and vote?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the young vote did come out. It's just not. There's just not enough of them. There's not enough. It's just math. So we.
Oh no! There's enough people. If you're going with math, there's enough people for the vote to go out. But if you can't get work off, you can't vote.
Well, not even that. There's just more in his age bracket anyway. And most of them are going to vote. It's if you target the young vote, it's really difficult.
I don't believe that excuse if you can't get off of work. You can mail in vote. There's ways to vote while also working.
Some states. Some states make it very difficult.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't think voter suppression is real,
it's totally
I got
real.
News for you.
No, it's totally real.
It's really just, it's the demographic choice, and I don't know why. I mean, at least here in Philly, I'm kind of in my own, it's like a liberal bubble over here. So it's hard to really know the true state of the United States in terms of like where the political party is at. But, there's all sorts of ages that are gung-ho progressive over here. So when I see that most Americans are on the left are voting Biden, it's like, wow, it's such a disconnect in the Northeast, at least. I mean, it's just weird. New Jersey's weird too because it's like split 50-50 in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of Republicans and a lot of progressives. It's really kind of right down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, in the last two elections, my county has had a congressman representatives from both parties.
Yeah, Jersey's always been that way.
We're very picky.
Yeah, they always pick the wrong person. Doesn't matter what party.
We are Jersey. We are cavalcade.
If you have some sort of corruption under your resume, New Jersey will vote you in. Don't worry.
I saw I saw the Twitter for the state of New Jersey likes to, put these shots out. I think the one yesterday was Taps Mike. Coronavirus is no excuse to be racist.
Okay.
I simply replied to it, and children are no excuse to ban vaping for adults.
There you go. There you go. New Jersey doesn't want to hear it, dude. Their tax
No, they
dollars
don't.
are being hit. They're gonna do whatever they can to protect it.
That flavor ban's coming.
Oh yeah, no, it's done. Vaping in New Jersey's done, just
You know
as it
what's-
is in New York.
You know what's a great thing to get our minds off of this? Video games.
Call of Duty Warzone.
I tried it. It destroyed my computer.
Did it?
I don't know if it's Call of Duty. I don't know if it's the game, the program. I don't know what's running. And I've lowered all of my
The
settings
90
to the
gig
lowest.
download file.
That too. And this was with everything except Discord and the game open running at lowest settings. My CPU was at 75% usage, and the game was taking about 6 gigs of my RAM.
Wow.
I don't know if there's a leak. I don't know. It doesn't seem. And that's like I turned all my settings down to try to like.
When it
get
first
that.
boots
I
up,
was
it has like
lagging,
that stupid
too.
shader thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
No, because I restarted my computer even after reinstalling or not uninstalling, but updating my drivers.
Mm.
So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, maybe the
Oh yeah, you had to
like,
update the NVIDIA drivers.
Yeah, I was like maybe my drivers are causing it. I installed that update, still doing it. It was playable. Like, don't get me wrong, I could play it, but if I wanted any kind of web browser or anything else open with it,
Wow, I didn't have
my
that
computer
issue.
Would fry.
I didn't have that issue. I actually found it to run pretty. It was running way better than it used to run. Like that shader thing was so annoying. It's still annoying, but it wasn't a problem. My biggest problem was getting in a game. It takes fucking forever. It took so long to get queued up because it's queuing 150 players, and it doesn't go until there's 150 players in there.
I feel like I'm a bit spoiled by some of the other more unrealistic battle royale games because I don't know if I'm landing shots at all.
Mm. Yeah.
That was another thing. It's like in Apex, I'm used to seeing numbers pop up saying, "Okay, I got to confirm dead."
No.
This is like, nah. You don't know if you're confirming your kill until you're dead or they're dead.
Yeah, I mean you get the kill number, but there's a marker if you
Recoil,
get certain
wild.
shots. Yeah, if you're not used to duty, then definitely play some duty before hopping in battle royale. I don't want to trash on it too much because I do think it's awesome. Like I do think it's a great step for Call of Duty, and I think a lot of people are having fun with it.
The resurrection, like the way that works with the gulag, I
Awesome.
love it. I think it's a cool way to use the resurrection gimmicks that Apex introduced and then Fortnite literally just ripped right off of without being a direct ripoff.
Yeah.
It's unique and it's clearly Call of Duty. Like it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, so if you don't know what he's talking about, when you die, you're in a squad and you die, you get sent to this thing called the Gulag, which is a 1v1 in this prison. And your goal is to just kill the other guy. And then if you do, then you get sent back in the game. If you don't, then you lose and you get placed. And it's cool. And they drop you with like a different weapon every time. And it might be shotguns. It might be only melee. It might be, only C4. The Gulag is awesome. I love the fact that this is very focused on money. So there's different little things you can do throughout the world to earn money, and you use money to, for instance, the best thing to do is to get your loadout. So you want to get enough money to get the loadout drop and then get your loadout from the game, from when you normally play. So I like to play with a machine gun and then a sniper, and then I can just get a loadout like that.
I haven't played. I've played it maybe like for 2 hours once, and I never played it again. I played Fortnite. Did Fortnite have a thing with cash, or was it that really bad Cliffy B game that had the whole cash mechanic?
No, Fortnite never really did anything
So
with cash.
Cliffy B had the cash mechanic for a BR where you bought stuff like that. That it's interesting that because that game was Radical Heights. That was
I don't know. I didn't play that one.
It made
It wasn't
Cliffy B
bad.
quit.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Bad. It was just another generic BR game in a sea of BR games.
Yeah. It was nice in that generic sea because while it was bad and generic in that sense. There was enough stupid different mechanics to be like, okay, this is at least
like the cash mechanic.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. Like the cash mechanic was kind of goofy and fun. But, like the rest of it, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is neat to see another BR that has a company behind it that's I'm actually willing to trust with this than not Cliffy B. Utilize some kind of cash mechanic.
Yeah, I like it. I think it makes the world a little bit more fun to play in because you're going to do like these little side missions to earn cash. There's like bounties. Plunder is a cool mode where the more you kill, the higher your bounty is. And then you get to a certain point, you can get located on the map and everyone's trying to kill you.
I'm wondering how solos... Because so right now there's only squad. Yeah. They said that solos and duos are going to be a thing, but I was under the impression that upon release it was all going to be there, but apparently it's just squads right now.
Yeah, so I can't imagine solos. It's going to be like Apex, where you're gonna have to be a god at the game to be good at it, because the time to kill is pretty low, and these guns don't have a lot of recoil. You know, these snipers hit pretty hard. It's not like Apex where you can hit someone with a sniper 3 times and they're not going down.
If you thought you got mad at C4 before.
Oh yeah, there's claymores. It's
the claymores.
There's fucking helicopters in this one. I mean, there's so much. The map is excellent. Love the map. Gigantic city. It's a big ass city. You go indoors. There's all different levels. You get into these awesome city fights.
If it's gonna hold the 150, and they said they could expand to 200 players per match.
Yeah, the map is awesome.
You have to have a map that big because like
the best map in maybe next to the one in PUBG. What is it called? I don't remember the name of it. But easily one of the best maps. So good. It's really cool. My biggest problem is that it suffers from the original Battle Royale Call of Duty, where it's still Call of Duty in a Battle Royale, and it just doesn't feel as good as PUBG, in my opinion. Because PUBG is a much slower paced game that focuses more on tactics and focuses more on positioning and just being good with the guns and learning the bullet drop and all of that stuff. Where this one, it's still just like, you know, your gun, you're shooting it, it's gonna hit the guy. You know, it doesn't matter really how far they are unless you have a sniper and you're sniping, you know, miles away. There's no account for that. So if you lock onto someone, they're pretty much gonna die, unless you know you have some sort of like submachine gun or just something underpowered. What I do like is they kind of did away with any inventory, which is kind of interesting. So there's no inventory management. There's no inventory you drop into.
I was really like when I'm doing a tutorial and the game's like press tab to open your inventory, and I did it and I'm like, well, what is this?
Yeah.
It was very very different.
Yeah. There's no like you can't get sights for your gun. You have to pick up a gun that has a sight. There's just no inventory. And it's really fascinating how they did it, because I think the inventory management stuff is cool, but I do like the fact that they were able to figure out a way to get rid of it, and that's just not something you need to think about.
It's kind of almost arcadey in a way.
Yeah, very much.
Like, you don't need to pick up ammo by spamming a button. You just run over it.
Yeah, you just run
over it. That's like that Doom, like that like Quake Champions just style.
Right.
Run over the ammo and you get it.
Yeah. Same with everything. You don't have to worry about like equipping it. You don't have to worry about your inventory getting full and then you have to drop shit, and there's none of that, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Which has been a problem in Apex since they changed that game up.
I mean, it's always been something that you had to think about in every battle royale that I can remember. It's always something to factor in.
Apex.
What did they lowered the...
They limited how many shields and health packs you carried from 6 stacks to 4 stacks. And then they also limited how many grenades you pick up. Instead of being 2 per stack, it's only 1. So if you want to run around with grenades in that game, you need to have space. Where you used to be able to like use 2 slots to have 4 grenades. Now you've got to take 4 slots for 4 grenades.
Right.
Which changes a lot of... It doesn't change a ton of meta, but it definitely nerfs grenades, which also nerfs Watson.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite character. So
Yeah, none of that with Warzone, and
Yeah.
no weapon attachments. It's all, you pick up perks, you pick up weapons that have things on them. There's different rarities. You do these little side quests, and then you fight in this massive, awesome map with 150 players. But at the end of the day, it's still like a first-person Call of Duty, and that's for me so far. I've just kind of been like, it's not quite clicking for me yet. It just hasn't quite clicked for me, and
It doesn't. Because of the nature of a battle royale game, where you drop in, and sometimes the game takes a while to even start a game, and then sometimes it takes a while to even find really any action, depending on where people drop. Call of Duty, for me, multiplayer wise, always felt like I'm dropping and playing immediate action. It's going to be a lot of fights. You're going to die a bunch and also respawn a bunch. And in a battle royale, you take that experience, but you add in a good amount of waiting in between session, like in between periods, which kind of takes me out of that Call of Duty feel.
Yes, it sucks.
But that's just the nature of a battle royale game.
And especially in this certain one where if you're dropping hot and your squad sucks and you get wiped real quick, I mean, you're going to wait 10 minutes until you get into another game. I mean, it just takes a really long time to get into another map. I would love a way for them to speed that up. Now, this is when the game first came out.
It does kind of suck, too, though, because you can just die instantly.
Yeah, you get shredded.
It's Call of Duty. Like, if you get hit, you're dead, basically.
Yeah, you'll get shredded in this game real quick. They do a few things, like you get armor plates, and you can get... There's a few things where they kind of buffer that a little bit, but it's still
I enjoy
quick.
the mounting mechanic, actually. I think mounting is a really neat mechanic that's not really used in a lot of other shooters.
The problem with mounting in Call of Duty is the way that you see yourself mounting, the other player doesn't see that. You're pretty much out in the open, and it's completely useless. So never mount.
That's so B.
I know, never mount in Call of Duty. I know you want to because it lowers your recoil, but you're just going to get shredded.
See, that should give you the benefit of being crouched behind cover.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, apparently.
It's better to just position yourself and crouch or do whatever because it's just going to show your whole body.
I will say, I didn't try the controller settings, but I mean, one of the things it does have that I like is it has the crossplay.
Yeah.
It shows you what input your team is using or the rest of the players are using. So you can see that somebody's on Xbox, but also playing with keyboard and mouse because you can do that on Xbox.
Yeah. It's crazy how they're able to do the crossplay like that.
Yeah, so
no other game has any excuse.
Controller has aim assist, so I wonder how many people are using controller on that game.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because aim assist kind of breaks games like that sometimes. That's why Halo on PC, a lot of people were saying the controller was actually the better input method than mouse and keyboard, simply because of aim assist.
Yeah, I'm curious to know how much that factors in. But I do think the crossplay from what I've played was pretty seamless. It was pretty nuts.
I mean, they got Sony to do it as well, Xbox and PC, and I know a lot of people who play Apex still want Apex to do crossplay.
It should. It has no excuse now. It has no excuse.
EA can make it happen if they really wanted to.
Yeah. So my verdict is that I mean I know I might have clickbaited you in the title of the show, but I don't think it's whack. Like I do think there's potential. I'm gonna play it a little bit more. I'm just not. It hasn't quite clicked for me yet. It still feels a little bit like the first one did, where I'm just kind of like it's kind of cool, but not really my thing. We'll see where it goes. I still think if you want like an arcade like experience, Apex is probably the way to go, and if you want something more real, PUBG is the way to go. Call of Duty kind of fitting in the middle there. It just, I don't know. It doesn't do either really well.
It's going to depend on how well they listen to feedback. Because that's the thing with any free-to-play version is a lack of communication and a lack of really taking in what players say can really hurt that the free-to-play. That's why Apex struggled for that first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Because of those exact issues. They've gotten a lot better, but they could have maintained a lot more of their player base that bailed after, the first 2 seasons because they were having problems communicating.
Yeah. All right. Have you guys been playing anything else? I'm
I've
waiting
been
for
playing-
Neo 2. Neo 2 comes out on the 13th.
So I've been playing.
I'm so
I,
excited
I,
for that.
I got in the mood for some what do you call it? Tactical RPGs, some kind of turn-based like just strategy games. So I haven't picked up XCOM yet, but I am playing the first Valkyria Chronicles. And because VC4, Valkyria Chronicles 4, was actually on sale on Steam for like $18 with all of the DLC last week. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back. I haven't played Valkyria Chronicles. I never beat the game, so I went back and played it, and I'm in like chapter 10. Man, the game is hard.
All those games are hard. Every one of those types of games I've played. Even Mario Rabbids is kind of difficult.
Yeah, so the idea of Valkyria Chronicles is that it's anime, of course.
What?
Mario Rabbids.
What?
Yeah, it's got a little
Mario
bit of...
Rabbids was XCOM light, but
Yeah, it's
they
no
had
XCOM.
there
It's
were-
no XCOM.
There were a few challenging missions, but nothing that I would say are
It's no
impossible.
XCOM. But it's not a walk in the park. I mean, they're all pretty difficult.
And these maps, like
I guess some of the bosses okay, but for the most part, I mean, if you're used to XCOM, dude, no, it's a walk in the park.
so I mean, Valkyria Chronicles, you get 5 classes: Scout, Shock Trooper, which is like your machine guns, Sniper, Engineer, and Lancer. Lancers are kind of your anti-tank. They have like RPGs essentially, and then you have a tank, and each mission has like different criteria that you have to do. And these maps sometimes like have taken me up to like an hour and a half just to do, because they're pretty tedious, and I'm also it throws a lot of dumb crap at you. But I'm enjoying it, and it's cheap on PC, and it's been out for a couple of years. It was on the PS3, for crying out loud. But
And there's a fourth one that was on sale.
the fourth one was on sale, so I picked up the fourth one, but I wanted to play the first one. Unfortunately, the second and third ones were PS Vita exclusives.
Oh,
So
very
you'll
nice.
never see them.
Very nice. All right. Yeah, not too much. I'm waiting for Neo. Neo 2 is gonna come
And
out.
Ori comes out.
Oh, right.
Ori's out.
Path of Exile comes out Friday, tomorrow,
Right.
Friday.
Right.
So that'll be fun. And if you care about classic WoW or World of Warcraft, Arathi Basin's out, and it's the greatest battleground ever made. So go play it.
And I need to pick up Ori too. I forgot it came out this week.
Ori is out.
I think it is.
What is it called?
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
No, that's the first one.
Uh,
That's the first one.
no, Ori and the Blind Forest is the first one. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is the second one.
Okay. Okay, and it's out.
9 out of 10 on Steam, 98% on VentureBeat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's out. Oh, it came out today. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, I gotta get this game too. Ori is excellent. Excellent. The first one was, at least. This one looks like it's just as good. It's got great ratings so far.
I've heard that it does a lot of the same things the first one does. There's a few changes that are either yay or nay. But in general, it's just really good.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, and then Neo comes out, which looks insane. So we got a lot more gaming to do next week, not so much this week. Let's get into some news. E3's canceled. We were talking about this before you got here, Doobie, but everything's getting canceled. NAB canceled. We're probably going to see
I saw it.
everything canceled. Google I/O's canceled.
So E3, a couple days ago, I think their creative director, who goes by the Twitter handle I am 8-bit or something like that. He was the creative director of E3. He resigned by just putting a message on Twitter saying I resign. There's a lot of underlying issues with E3 to begin with and there's some rumors out there right now that I don't take them with a grain of salt. Who knows that they're actually using coronavirus as a reason to cancel it but they are actually pretty relieved that they can cancel it because there's been a lot of issues. Companies pulling out, nobody wants to pay the prices. E3 might be better off just taking this year off and trying to come back next year and figure out what's going wrong. Like Jeff Keighley bailed.
Wow.
Like
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Sony just does not.
Oh yeah, dude, he's got his own show now. He doesn't need E3.
Right.
Nobody really needs E3 anymore.
No one really needs
Not
it.
at the prices that they're charging.
Except the games media and like some of the indie stuff. Those are the ones who really need E3.
But indies to meet up with their publishers is a big event to do that. Like indies meet up with Nintendo and stuff like that. But it's not like there's not PAX or PAX East, PAX West. It's not like there's not GDC, Tokyo Game Show, Gamescom.
Half of those have been canceled, but yes.
Yes, this year having the underlying issues that E3
yeah.
has been having.
The thing is, though, is that E3 is so massive that it's like you're going to get press coverage on it, where it's not so much the other shows. Not in the way that E3 is.
But at the same time, can you not see PAX rising to that if E3 gets closed eventually?
Yeah, I mean, any of them can.
RTX, Sonic, like Sega does a bunch of stuff at South by Southwest. And what you're going to see this year is just a lot of companies.
Actually, yeah, that's probably the big one is South by Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
South by Southwest just eats E3.
Yeah, and what you're going to see a lot of these companies do this year is kind of copy that Nintendo formula. We're going to release a pre-recorded video, 20 minutes explaining what we got coming.
Yeah, or they just have their own conferences that are just them. There's no audience. You know what I mean? Kind of like a Nintendo Direct, but live in a way, but with no audience.
Like a treehouse.
Yeah, something like that.
Like a Nintendo treehouse.
Where they can bring in media that they know don't have coronavirus and can speak to them.
E3 used to be a media-only event.
Yeah.
And then they opened it to the public when they realized, we can make money on this.
Yeah. Well, it looks like E3 is in a bad spot.
Yeah, the internet had helped that a lot because you didn't rely on game journalism as much as you needed to on your print media, like Game Informer.
True. No, that's also a big true.
The internet killed Game Informer. So where it is now, where they're laying people off.
Just like one of our next stories, the internet killed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like on one hand,
you're talking about Reggie.
Rip.
How crazy is this? After our discussion last week.
Why, dude? Why, Reggie? Why?
Because GameStop is probably both. One, paying him a good deal of money, and two, they need to save face and figure out their shit.
This is crazy. When I saw this, I was like, holy shit, they made some huge moves. This is not just him. I mean, they got the guy from fucking Walmart. And then they got Reggie.
All of those compared to Reggie, like... Okay, so to get into the news topic, GameSpot hired Reggie and a bunch of other people to basically completely change like their CEO,
so their board of directors.
Yeah, like their board of director core just completely got flipped 180, basically.
To be fair, I mean, it makes sense, and you look at the job that GameStop has been doing in general. Something needed to change.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yes, I don't know what it means. I don't know how it's. I don't know if it's going to work out. It means
that GameStop has a fucking fighting shot. They got a chance. If Reggie can figure out a way for GameStop to make money again, it doesn't need to be the biggest game store in the world. It's already got so many branches worldwide. If you can figure out a way, like, all right, this is our new profit model. This is how we're going to integrate into the gaming industry and be real connected, where we're not just the retailer. We're also a place where, I don't know, other things can happen in gaming.
So
then they got a fighting shot, and they may be able to live a little longer.
I would say one way of doing that, like if I had to say, like, here are the two things that I think GameStop should focus on a little bit more on, is try to cater to the retro gamer. They already do online retro sales, but like actually having like retro games in their stores might help. Because that's a bit of a niche market that there's not a lot of. Maybe a few mom and pop shops here and there have like, old games, but there's no real like big, this is the place you go for old games. Maybe Goodwill. And on the other hand, esports. Start hosting tourneys. Start having like game nights. Start moving out of just a place you go in, buy, leave, and try to create an environment of like you come
Right.
Friday nights, Smash Brother tournament.
Right. And then maybe I'll pick up a fucking game controller while I'm here, or I'll pick up whatever. I mean, they need to figure out a way to make money, because the way that they're making money now with just trade-ins and just retail is obviously not working.
Or have like PC stations where people like almost like
that's
a game
what I
cafe.
Think. No, that's what I think. I think they should tap into the hardware PC hardware market, where they can start to bring in an extra source of revenue, because guess what? There's only a Micro Center. If you want to buy PC parts, there's Best Buy, which only holds a couple cards, and then there's a Micro Center. And there's not a Micro Center in every city. So if GameStop can take that branch and start to say, okay, here's some PC hardware to play your games on, which is a huge market right now. Here's all the Elgato stuff that costs, an arm and a leg to get your streaming station going on. Here's some great, this is the idea that we had before. Here's some great mechanical keyboards that you can get.
GameStop is a great, do say what you will about the company, but I think GameStop is a big enough name to have a good deal with like Razer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With some of these others, like get these like, This is where you go to buy Razer products, GameStop. Like almost like they have with like the Turtle Beach stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Razer, say what you will about the quality of the product. The fact is, it's a name, and the name does sell.
Yeah, they can do that. It's so. They're gigantic. GameStop, even though they have been shutting up shop and things aren't looking good, they're still massive. They're a publicly traded company. This is a big step for them. Reggie is coming in here. I wonder if this was known beforehand. I wonder if this is one of the factors why he left Nintendo. Because you don't leave Nintendo and then a couple months later join GameStop out of nowhere.
So he's not actually joining the board of directors until effective April 20th.
Okay.
So
it's a 420 joke. That's all. Okay.
Well, no, I don't know. No, I'm saying is I don't know if that was the thing in his Nintendo contract that was like a non-compete clause, or like he couldn't move to another company like that. I don't know. The fact that he's not starting until a certain date and that this isn't effective immediately kind of leans me to think that there was something probably with Nintendo that he had to agree upon. But he was also doing business talks and doing presentations after leaving Nintendo.
I'm just very curious as to that move and why he would leave Nintendo, and then go to GameStop, especially as on the board.
I will
very
say
fascinating. They are giving him a shitload of money. They have to be.
Well, one, a shitload of money, and two, like he was with Nintendo for like when he came in was right around the time of like when he became prominent as the president of Nintendo, was like the Wii. Everyone remembers that the classic E3 where he gets on stage. My name is Reggie Fils-Aimé. We're Nintendo. We're about making game and kicking asses.
Yeah.
And that was like the introduction to Reggie. Nintendo's in a pretty good spot to the point where like there's no real challenge for him there as much as there was when he started there.
I don't agree. I don't agree with you.
If he can help save GameStop, that's a massive challenge if you ask me.
Oh, it is. It definitely is. More so than Nintendo.
And the fact that he's a figurehead in the gaming world, and both from fans and by people who respect him in the business, he pulls a lot of weight.
I'm curious as to just how maybe his higher ups were at Nintendo, and maybe what they allowed him to do. Maybe he wanted to do more. Maybe he wanted to.
He was the president of Nintendo America. How many more higher ups are there? The president of Nintendo
everyone in Japan.
Yeah, everyone who owns the company. Any ownership. He's an employer, or he's an employee of someone. You know. I'm just trying to wrap my head around leaving Nintendo as a president of a fucking entire wing, and then going to GameStop.
Yeah, exactly. Like that.
And then going to GameStop, a dying company that it's just not looking good. It's been scandal after scandal. Employees now are upset. We have employee strikes going on. It's just.
if he wanted a challenge, he definitely got one.
Yeah, he definitely did.
See, that's like,
And I don't think it's all just money. I don't think they were like, here's $1 billion for the next 5 years. I mean, I don't know. I think they came up to him and they said, look, we want to change this company into something else. We would love for you to come with us. We're going to give you a good amount of money. You don't have to do too much. And hopefully we can get this thing going on.
And I definitely don't think it was like him unhappy or something with Nintendo, or Nintendo unhappy with him. Like, he left that company in a really good spot from where he started. If Nintendo was mad at him, then they're idiots. Because without Reggie, I don't think they are as successful as they have been in the last couple of years.
Yeah, but Nintendo does do weird shit. You know what I mean?
They do. That is true.
Like, these Japanese companies do weird things all the time. They have these weird restrictions. And I just wonder, maybe he had some restrictions. He was just like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to jump ship. I've been here long enough, and GameStop looks like they need some help, so I'll go over there. Who knows? I guess we'll find out soon once he starts joining the board, and then we see what they do. I would love to see GameStop win. I do not want to see GameStop lose.
That first conference call with like investors is going to be really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, that's why I'm probably the most pissed off, I guess, is just because, like, I like Reggie. I want to see Reggie win. Fuck GameStop. They can burn as far as I care.
I like GameStop. They're the only, like, gaming store that I know of. I'm not aware of any other gaming store.
Walmart.
Yeah, because they ate them all like with shitty fucking business practices and pricing.
Funkoland, EB Games.
Dude, bring me back my EB Games, dude. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, but they're all going to lose anyway to Amazon. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the nature of the beast. And I would like a physical
annoying,
store.
I don't like GameStop. I don't know.
Well, let's put it this way: if anyone's gonna fix GameStop, it's got to be Reggie. You know what I mean? If he can't fix it, then it's got to go.
Yeah,
and I think this is their last.
They're not going to be fixed until they actually offer you more than 20 cents for returning a game.
That'll never happen. They might as well just stop taking in trade-ins. You know what I mean? It seems like to just give them
at this point
just
they really
worse
don't
PR.
care about trade-ins for games. They care about trade-ins for phones.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. There you go.
That's their whole thing right now: selling phones back to China.
Yeah,
that's where they're making their. That's where GameStop is making their money at the moment.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Why don't they just team up with Blizzard? There you go. There's marketing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not our phones. We'll go get one at GameStop. Come on,
it's
we'll
so
hook you
weird.
up.
It's so weird to bring Reggie into something
GameStop
like this.
Blizzard phone.
Like, maybe he's gonna turn into just like this weird sort of hardware dealer, and it's just a reseller back to China. Who the fuck knows? But I'm very fascinated. The saga of GameStop continues, and I couldn't be more excited. All right, did you guys see the Pornhub Wii U? So, an interview, this is on Vice, I saw this. Interview with the one person really mad Pornhub is broken on the Wii U. So, it seems as if there is this community of users upset that you can't enjoy your porn, specifically your Pornhub on the Wii U. And I wanted to ask Doobie his thoughts on that. Have you ever tried to engage in any self...
with the Wii U?
I mean, hey,
I had a web browser, but it was like the most bare bones of web browsers. The Wii had a better web browser than the Wii U did.
I mean, it's got a bigger screen than your phone. You know what I mean?
The PSP had a better web browser than the Wii U did.
What about the Switch? Do you ever take the Switch into the bathroom before?
There's no web browser on the Switch.
Oh, right. Dang it.
Plus, I'm on a tablet. Come on.
Okay. True. All right, well, I'll keep you guys updated on the saga of the Pornhub on the Wii U browser.
It is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so. I'll make sure to let you guys know where this continues.
What do you think this guy's fetish is?
Probably some sort of hentai, I would imagine.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking this guy's into hentai.
Yeah, he plays his JRPG and then switches over to Pornhub hentai, and it's very seamless. But I guess it doesn't work.
They interviewed this
guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Vice is killing it these days. All right, this is big news. 2K returns to making NFL video games, but it's not going to be a Madden competitor. They signed a multi-year deal for non-simulation titles to launch starting 2021. So next gen, multi-year partnership with the NFL. I couldn't be more excited.
So non-simulation.
I'm pumped.
I mean, So non-simulation essentially just means like NFL Blitz,
Or it could just mean
NBA Street.
Or it could just mean not like Madden. You know what I mean? It could mean like
non-simulation. Like Madden is a simulation. That's the whole idea of it. It's
not really though. I mean, you got all these fucking crazy little arcade things that they added to the game.
I
Yeah,
know
if you
that.
play it like me, it is though, dude. I only play franchise shit.
Yeah, it does fall under, unfortunately, the category of like the simulation. So non-simulation is stuff like Blitz, stuff like a really arcadey style. So I don't know. Like, part of me is like, cool. I really enjoy those arcade style. I love like NBA Street Volume 2 is one of my favorite GameCube games.
It's one of the greatest games ever made.
It's such a fun game. NFL Blitz, like the original Blitz series, super great. There was never really a hockey version, but even Mario Strikers is that kind of like really arcadey style soccer game, but with Mario characters. So I think it's cool, but like I want 2K to go back to simulation.
Well, check this tweet or this update on Polygon. EA released the following statement in response to the NFL and 2K's newly announced partnership. EA Sports is the exclusive publisher of NFL simulation games, and our partnership with the NFL and NFLPA remains unchanged. Our agreements have always allowed for non-exclusive development of non-simulation games on various platforms. Our commitment to NFL fans, which spans almost 30 years, has never been stronger, and we're having our biggest year yet. All those fucking cards, dude. Madden NFL 20 is the most successful game ever in the franchise, and new modes like Superstar KO and Madden NFL esports broadcasts are growing the fan base. We're building on that momentum with new and different experiences. So
I think their deal runs out 2022.
I guarantee you they renew it. They're making so much
they're gonna
money.
renew it. Yeah, I think probably as soon as this current like CBA is done for the NFL, they'll focus on getting that license renewed for another 5-10 years.
We got another update 2 from Polygon. While EA's contention that its licensing agreements with the NFL and NFLPA, quote, have always allowed for non-exclusive development of non-simulation games on various platforms is technically true, it's somewhat misleading. The publisher indeed started out with the exclusive rights to make arcade-style football games and management titles, not just traditional simulation games like Madden. Here's the relevant wording from a news released December 13th, 2004. Both agreements are exclusive for action simulation, arcade-style, and manager games on the PC, handheld game devices, and consoles, including console online features. The agreements do not include exclusive rights to other types of games or games accessible from the internet or wireless devices, including cell phones. So they did have complete control over the NFL licensing, and that's fascinating. That is fascinating. But 2K seems to be jumping in the ring. I'm excited for it. I hope they don't go too arcadey. I would just rather them push Madden to be better. That's essentially what I want them to do.
I wonder what... So like simulate, I wonder, because it's non-simulation, I wonder what that means for as far as using team logos, team names, and then player names.
Right, that's what.
Is it going to be one of those situations where it's like,
well, it says
you can choose to play as the Philadelphia Eagles, but number 11 is going to be listed as number 11.
It says here, it's worth noting 2K's deal with the NFL only covers the names, logos, and associated elements for the league and its 32 teams, not the names, images, and likenesses of any NFL players. The two sets of rights.
Right. It's going to be just like no name, number 11.
It's going to be like Afro Thunder as the QB. The two sets of rights are typically handled separately, and indeed, an NFL spokesperson told Polygon that 2K would need to sign a licensing agreement with the NFLPA in order to use real current NFL players in its upcoming video games. So they just need to sign a deal with the Players Association.
In process of doing a CBA to make sure that the season continues for next year. So that's probably not on their mind at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is going to be fascinating. Like I said, I want them to make Madden better. You know what I mean? That's what I care about. And if they come out with an NFL that's on the level of NBA Street 2, then we have a fucking winner. But I don't think it's going to be like the saving grace.
What would be really, really cool to me and interesting is if they got the NCAA deal.
Yeah, Gross, your boy, just said the same thing.
Bringing NCAA back would be great.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All those option plays. So great.
Yeah, just bring back the college plays. Like that would be a really cool place for them to start trying to break back into.
And they never had names. Remember, they never had names anyway. You just need the license from the NCAA.
Yeah, and they still won it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Doobie wants to show you Spawn.
What I was gonna say, what year was it though? In NCAA, that Ohio State was like the best. They just had all the players. There was one NCAA game where like you just picked Ohio State and won.
I don't know. Every NCAA game that was released. What was the last one released? That's the better question.
2015?
I don't know. It's got to be 2 gens ago, right? I don't think there was an
Probably
NCAA this gen.
Oh, no, there definitely wasn't this gen. Maybe last gen?
It had to have been.
Did PS3 have an NCAA title?
I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't.
I know the PS2 definitely did.
Yeah, PS2 did. When was the last game day?
Oh,
NFL
God.
game day. All right. Well, here's Spawn from Mortal Kombat 11.
This character actually looks crazy. I haven't followed much of MK11.
Spawn is cool.
Been interesting, but man, they got so for Spawn they got what's his name, the voice actor to do him, Keith David, who Keith David's one of those guys in voiceovers. It's like the name might not sound familiar. You've definitely heard his voice before.
Yeah,
he's been in so many things.
This is the Spawn from it looks like the Spawn
from HBO.
Yeah.
From the HBO adult series, like the animated series, which is one of the best comic book adaptations done.
You know what? I need to watch that again. It's been so long. I loved that when I was younger.
It's really it's the same guy who did I think isn't the same guys who animated a lot of the Batman animated stuff worked on that as well, I think. Didn't they?
I don't know.
I don't remember what animation houses worked on it, but it's definitely
really, that was so long ago.
But yeah, and Spawn, his gameplay looks insane. I don't play Mortal Kombat, but he's a character I could totally see myself watching a tournament and wanting to watch a player pick him up and use him.
AMD says next gen console still on track to release in holiday 2020. So hopefully there's no delays. Development on track, sounding like no delays. RDNA 2 has a 50% increase in performance per watt over RDNA 1. Hardware accelerated ray tracing continues to be a major next gen focus. PS5 is also RDNA 2, just like Xbox Series X. Yeah, we got a lot of the PS5 leaks, and it's looking pretty similar in hardware. Nothing too different.
Should be interesting.
I think they said that PS5 they're going to try to overclock the CPU as well.
Yeah, with E3 being canceled, we'll see when Sony decides to, because if they're saying holiday, they usually do their Sony experience in the holiday season. So they might have to up that earlier or do their own conference unveiling event or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're really expecting to get that out holiday 2020.
All right, so this is surprising to me. So there was rumors that in the next Resident Evil with Nemesis, he was able to break into safe rooms, and then everyone was freaking out about it, crying like little fucking babies, like the gaming fucking community does. He's gonna break into my safe room, trying to save. It's gonna be so annoying. Never even played the fucking game. Yet they're complaining all over Reddit. I see it. Makes me so angry. And then you find out that, no, of course he's only going to break into some. Of course.
I wish there was no safe room. That would have made Nemesis a much more threatening thing. It would have been so cool.
I guarantee you there's a certain mode where he breaks into anywhere you're at.
I hope. I don't remember. I don't know. Did these games come to PC? If they do, somebody make that mod. Somebody make the mod where he can just break into safe rooms.
You're just in your living room, the TV's off, and the TV turns on. He just breaks through.
Mixer X was going to give it to you, and then you got to a safe room, and he had to sit outside and just wait. No, yeah. Nemesis is going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You like it or not?
I like it. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think he should break through all of them because that would be annoying. Of course.
I hope there's at least one safe room that isn't safe. And the player just has to deal with it.
You just don't know which one it is?
Like, you don't know which one it is. It's a trick one. You think you're safe, but it's like a scripted thing where it's not safe.
Yeah, I can't wait.
To introduce this idea that only some safe rooms are safe. Because that gives you much more of a tension. Which is what Nemesis is all about. Like, Mr. X in Resident Evil 2 is like there.
No. Let me put it this way. There was still a lot of tension, even though he couldn't break into safe rooms. There was still a lot of tension with Mr. X.
But it's not Resident Evil 2 Mr. X.
Yeah.
It's Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Yeah, he's a crazy
He's in the
fuck.
damn title.
Yeah, he's a crazy fuck. Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm more excited for Sucker Punch of Ghost of Tsushima, which arrives this summer, June 26th. We got the trailer. We got the release date. It looks fucking awesome. It's not next gen. Doobie, you were wrong in your prediction.
I know. I'm wrong. I'm surprised. Called it. It looks so good for it. Like, I'm shocked.
It does. Looks really good
on a PS4.
Yeah.
Then again, I did just finish play that. We did play the FF7 remake demo, and that game almost looks too good to be on the PS4.
It does.
Dude, there's things you can do with 1080p that you can actually still make fantastic. If you just keep it at 1080p. It's like that in the camera world where if you can still actually just get a quality level nowadays on 1080p that was untouchable 5 years ago.
I was more surprised by like the foliage. Because a lot of that just looks
everything
insane.
in that. Like, you can pack so much more in nowadays than you could 5-10 years ago. It's insane.
You remember the E3 trailer?
Like, look at this shot here. That's nuts.
Like, what was it, like all of the cherry blossoms? You're just like, this doesn't look like it should be running on this hardware.
the demo stuff.
So you're gonna get the $180 special edition?
No, but I wouldn't doubt if you did.
No, I'm good.
You also gotta think too that by this point too, these guys have 8 years of optimizing for this hardware finally,
and it's literally the last game.
Yeah, this is probably this and Cyberpunk are like the last games.
Last of Us,
and that's why they look this good, is because you have 8 years of coding for this hardware.
Last of Us 2 is on PS4 as well, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It has to be. It's getting released next month?
Just like Last of Us was like the last game on the PS3.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're it looks great. I want to see it on 4K on the PS4 Pro.
Is this the first game from Sucker Punch since Infamous 2?
Yeah, I would assume so. I don't think they had anything else.
It's a long time. I mean, this might be the only game on the PS4 they've made.
I'm fine with it. It looks cool, man.
I feel like they've probably been working the entire time on this.
I hope it's fun because it looks really cool and everyone wants to be a samurai, and I hope for their sake that it is good.
Well, that's why Sekiro was dope as shit. It made you feel like a samurai.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope this has the same because the looks are there. They got the aesthetic down. They got the looks. The acting looks good. Let's hope the gameplay can keep up because that's all that we really care about. What is this? Score a win for game preservation. Previously delisted DuckTales Remastered pulled due to licensing issues finally returns to digital storefronts. Go ahead, Doopy. This is your. I don't know.
So
are you gonna buy DuckTales?
I think it's very interesting that this happened, since we keep talking about like digital only future where these things happen. Licensing runs out, games are pulled. You can't get them, and if you didn't already have a PS3 or whatever system was on that had it, you can't get it. So for this to come back, it gives me a little bit of hope for some other games that were delisted,
like
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I love that game. It
got delisted because of licensing
with Ubisoft. It ran out, and even the creator of the franchise, Brian O'Malley, has struggled to get a hold of the licensing rights for the game that's based on his own property.
Wow, that would make me so mad.
It's really unfortunate because it's a great game. It's got great music. The art style is fantastic. You can't get it. People literally have PS3s on Amazon or eBay that they sell it because it literally has that game on there.
How much?
I haven't looked in a while, but probably the cost of whatever the system is plus extra.
Let's find out. I'll see if I can find one.
Because, like I said, it's not like something that was PC that you could, share.
PS4, you said?
PS3.
$400.
That's because of rarity.
Oh my god, you fucking nerds.
That's what happens when a game gets delisted. That's digital only. You have to buy.
Yeah, well,
the
remember they
literal
were doing
system
that
it's
with
on.
they were doing that with that what was it called, that P3 game, the one that had the demo, that scary horror demo.
PT, yeah.
PT, that's what it was. PT.
You're saying
yeah.
P3? I'm sitting here going.
Have you guys
Persona.
played that?
I mean,
It is
it's creepy.
fucking frightening, dude. Frightening.
It's what the Silent Hill game.
I'm so sad it didn't come into fruition, because it really is like a
Konami.
fucking scary game.
Blame Konami on that one because it's what Silent Hill would have been with Kojima behind it.
Yeah, man. It was so good. Like, just the demo alone puts you into this world, and the whole weird thing about the demo. And like, I remember when I downloaded it, I lived in Philly with my brother at the time, and we were like, what is this? And then we downloaded it, we played it, and we're like, holy shit, this is amazing. It's so scary. And then there's the whole thing where it gets, pulled, and then it just had its own like air of just like creepiness about it. It's like a haunted game or something. And I saw that they were selling PlayStations with that on there. So I'm not surprised. $400 if you want a Scott Pilgrim PS3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not
This
like
one's
other
$240.
games.
$240. This is a slim. That's why you're only
Does it
getting a
work?
PS3 Slim. Yeah, some of
Does
them
it
are.
work?
Oh, there's only two actually. I don't see much else. There's only two currently.
That's rarity.
Yeah, there's only two currently on eBay. Wow, over 650. Oh no, that's cool. Oh wow, this one goes for 525. Has other games with it. Man, there's like rare PlayStations that go for a lot of money.
I mean, when you get delisted content that never got physical releases, you have to literally buy systems to get that content.
This is the new PS3 Ryuga Gotaku Yakuza Silver console, holy grail of PS3. $550 for this one.
So that company you just mentioned, those are the guys who do Yakuza and Judgment.
They have a silver PS3, and they want you to give them $600 for it.
Depends on how rare it is.
There's a one-piece PS3, $500.
Japan gets a lot of really cool, like, limited edition PS4s and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty
like
cool.
special edition systems.
Oh man, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Collector's Edition PS4, dude. Ooh. Am I really about to spend $500 on a Witcher 3 PS fucking
Don't,
PS4?
dude. Just save that money for a Witcher 3 PC, because trust me, you'll actually be able to run the game a lot better.
I'm gonna have to look for some rare Witcher 3 memorabilia.
No one probably.
I don't have
exists.
any. It is the greatest, my favorite. All right. All right, what is this? Final Fantasy 15 exclusive content on Stadia is a mess.
I don't know if you've seen this. It's great.
No, I haven't.
So Final Fantasy 15 had a Stadia release where it also got exclusive content only
I
on
remember that.
Stadia.
I remember all that.
And it is glitchy disaster.
Oh boy.
So there's this tweet threads in here of videos, and they are you just watch them, man, because they're something else.
Yeah. All right, Stadia. But I gotta give it to Stadia. The fact that they can even play, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
It's a cool idea for the future, I think, but I think they're all kind of dying right now.
It
It's
is
not
the
looking
Google,
good.
Nvidia is losing every fucking partner, just
Yeah.
like
I will say-
Google was.
Google Stadia is the Google Glass of this. It's a cool concept. It does not really work that well in actual practice.
I don't even think it's the Google Glass, just because we'll see with Microsoft, but everyone else is
That's the
failing
one
at
thing
it.
that is the xCloud is the one thing
Like-
I'm holding out some hope for on this front, because I think they could do it well.
But they need the partner. They need the support, and they need the
They need to
developers.
pay the developers, apparently, because that's where they're all leaving. Like that, God, look how many partners Nvidia's left now, and their platform was pretty stable at one point.
Yeah.
Like they lost Activision Blizzard, they lost EA, they're like every
lost
major
everything.
company is gone now.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to figure that out because it is cool, and that definitely is the future of where we're going. It's just not right now, I guess. Sorry, Stadia. I wonder how much money Google is even in like losing on this front.
The fact, I mean, their whole business model was really weird too, where you had to, there were like things where there was no subscription based service, or at least there hasn't been one yet. So you couldn't, subscribe like a Game Pass to get games. You actually had to pay full price or more than what other systems were paying for full price games.
Yeah.
To run them, sometimes worse.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's like a great experiment, but in practice, it's not where it needs to be.
Get Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC and themes by buying Butterfinger candy bars.
This is where we're at now.
Registration is now open for the promotion. Simply enter your details on the promotional website, upload your receipt with qualifying products, and as soon as it's approved, you'll receive an email with the code for a free dynamic PS4 theme featuring Tifa. At launch, players will receive codes for up to 5 accessories in Final Fantasy VII Remake, 1 per 2 qualifying products purchased.
We went from double EXP Weekend Mountain Dew to Doritos to legitimate DLC on your Butterfinger.
Hey, man. Someone's got to do it, right? Might as well be Butterfinger, the worst candy bar I've ever made.
It really is. I used to like Butterfinger, and then I grew up and realized this shit sucks, and it gets stuck in your teeth.
Oh my god,
bad.
it just destroys your teeth. Are you kidding me? It tastes good, but it's just so
Where's
bad.
the peanut butter? There's no peanut butter.
Yeah. If you ever watch Bon Appetit's Claire Makes, she tries to make a Butterfinger, and it's a great episode.
Dude,
I love that
amazing,
channel.
Actually.
That channel is so good, dude.
Dude, I've tried forever to try to figure out their whole camera setup because they know what they're doing there, dude. They make food look so fucking good.
I think it's just the dude with one of those like vests that hold the camera up, and then a C200, and then they're running and gunning.
I don't see. That was what I was trying to figure out because I don't know. Because the only times I've actually been able to see their camera, it looks smaller. It looks too small for a C200. Like the lenses they use look like micro four thirds, and that keeps throwing me off.
Yeah, I'm not sure
because their glass.
It looks great.
Their glass looks like the Fuji kind of lenses, but they look tiny. Then I mean, like they're cinema glass, you know what I mean? But it's the fucking smallest cinema glass I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I mean,
I haven't really.
It's still a telephoto size, but dude, it's like this. It's that thick. You know what I mean?
And it's all 1080. They do it all 1080, and it looks amazing. I have to look again. There was an episode where they show the camera. I forget. I think it's a C200, but I could be wrong. It might be like something even crazier. But yeah, what a channel. All right, that's it for gaming news. We have a couple tech news, and then that's it. So I wanted to show Jerry this Eve monitor. Have you seen this, Jerry? So do you remember the Eve laptop? They kind of took this. It was kind of like this like nondescript, just good laptop, and they wanted to offer it at a good price, and it had this weird sort of like group buy.
I think
thing.
I remember, kind of, yeah.
You might have noticed the logo, like that triangle logo.
Well, no, because they were trying to make a Surface clone, weren't they?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
They were trying to make a Surface clone, but make it better. Yeah.
Right. Well, they made a monitor. They're making a monitor. It's a 27-inch IPS monitor developed by 4,053 gamers, coders, designers in the Eve community. This monitor, and I found this on Instagram, mind you. This monitor, it's an IPS 27-inch. It's got HDR up to 750 nits of peak brightness, P3 wide color gamut. Again, it goes up to 4K if you need it to. 1 millisecond response time, 240 hertz refresh rate. IPS, G-Sync, and FreeSync compatible. Listen to the I/O. It's got HDMI, USB-B, DisplayPort, USB-A, USB-C, USB-A, USB-C, auxiliary, another DisplayPort, and USB-A. So it's got 2 DisplayPorts, 2 USB-Cs, and an HDMI. I mean, it's just so much I/O. Of course, it's got 100-watt power delivery from the USB, so you can literally use a MacBook and have it charge and power the monitor, like actually use it as a monitor, which is very, very rare. You usually have to buy a third-party like dongle to do that. This is in the monitor. It comes with this nice stand. I mean, the stand looks really cool. rotates, does all that stuff, has tilt with it. You can get it without the stand. And the P3 gamut color ratio HDR. But the best part about it is this price. Guess how much you think it's worth? How much would you say that monitor's worth? All those specs.
500.
Yeah, 529.
Hey,
529 for this monitor. Right, you can get the 144 version for 389.
Okay, I could see that because the reason why I'm thinking that about 500 is you can now go get that LG for about 530. That's probably what this is competing against. It's a one megasecond IPS, 27-inch, 1440p.
Yeah,
that's what they're competing against basically. That is the $500 monitor at this point.
Yeah. I would say at this price range, if you can somehow get this monitor, because it has it doesn't ship until Q4 and you have to reserve one. You only have to put $100 down. But I don't think I know of another monitor with these types of specs, 240 hertz, HDR 750. Well, I guess they're calling it HDR 600, 1440, or you can go the 4K route for around $500. I mean, that's a pretty damn good deal. That's a pretty damn good deal. And it makes so much more sense for them to do monitors instead of laptops, in my opinion. It makes so much more sense. Because monitors, that's right. Like I like a monitor. Like this is a monitor that I would get because I do both gaming and design on it. So when you go the design route, you don't have enough I/O. You don't have the 2 HDMI ports or 2 display ports. You don't have the right sort of refresh rate. You don't have the right response times. And then you go the gaming route, and then you don't have the color accuracy, blah, blah, blah.
See, that's what I am worried about with this monitor, though, is I really wait for reviews, honestly, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Because
that's the kind of the problem with the Eve.
The competition
you can't.
Right. Oh, true. Like I still probably would because some of this also does just sound too good to be true.
It does.
Meaning it is.
It does sound too good to be true.
Well, because like the king of monitors that in that 500 range that this is competing against is this monitor, but it's 1440 hertz, and there's times you probably want to downclock it to 120.
Yeah. To
be honest. So if they're trying to say like, yeah, dude, it's an IPS of 240 for $500 and P3
and HDR.
Sure, dude.
And 1 millisecond response and G-Sync and FreeSync certified, which both cost money.
A lot of FreeSync's free.
G-Sync the G-Sync costs money.
Yeah, and if you can do G-Sync now, you can do.
But still,
almost. Those are a lot similar nowadays than they used to be. They're getting better about that, thankfully. Where G-Sync, if it's G-Sync capable, it's probably also adaptive FreeSync capable.
Yeah. The Spectrum, it is called. More power, no compromise. And I like the way it looks. Like it's so clean. I love the idea that I can plug in the USB-C right to the Mac if I need to. Yeah, I want to see this thing. I definitely want to see this thing. I want to see some reviews. Even if the color accuracy is not like totally 100%. You know what I mean? Like even if there's some compromises, that's still pretty damn good. That's still pretty damn good value. So I found that and I want to talk about that. And then I found this other website. This is so fascinating. So there's this website called allthestreams.fm. And essentially what it is this channel
before we get to that.
Go ahead.
Really quickly, though, I will say, if you're interested in this, check out Pixio. You won't get the full package of this, but you can get pretty damn close for like 400.
Yeah.
And that's where I've been leaning towards lately, because you can actually get your hands on that monitor.
Yeah, I've always looked at
with
Pixios.
These monitors is actually a big thing, because a lot of these monitors that are actually becoming good now, you're on a 6-month Amazon wait, like let me notify when in stock list, basically.
Yeah. When I got the Aorus one, which basically has everything that Eve one does except the I/O, I mean, it was like I got very lucky by getting it. There was like one in stock and it just became available and I was able to hop in on it, and it was like $1,000 for this monitor, maybe a little less. It was like $800. But I mean, these monitors, like you said, like anything with a good amount of specs, they're hard to get. But I have looked at Pixio before, just not too deeply. I do Last time I saw,
better.
they haven't really had much in terms of like the G Sync and all the gaming features.
I mean, they have a, I think it's like 430. It's a 1440p IPS 1 millisecond display.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it has G-Sync, but it has adaptive sync, which you can still use with NVIDIA cards nowadays.
Yeah, now it doesn't matter really anymore.
Yeah. So like,
this one's not. This one is G-Sync. This one's not. The one that I'm looking at now is not G-Sync, but it does work with G-Sync now. Which
I was
is
just
great.
saying, look into them because they're not and that's to be fair, they're not as good out of the box color accuracy wise as you can push them to be, obviously. And the refresh rate, they are another monitor that you probably want to actually more reliably use at probably like 120 if you're really actually getting the hertz and frame refresh times like that. A lot of these monitors that say they're 144,
I push them down to 120.
Yeah, like a lot of people who think they have a 144 hertz monitor, you do, but it's if you actually care about optimal, which it's
just push it down to 120.
Yeah,
you
but
barely
it's
lose out on the extra frames. It's really
if
not
you care
that much.
about the optimalness, like you probably already know that, and you like the only possible way you're going to be able to tell the difference is
right
if you're like a CS:GO pro.
Yeah.
Which at that point you don't care about it being IPS. You want a 240 anyway.
Right. All right. So there's this website called All the Streams, which this guy basically takes Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO Now, Prime Video, and Showtime, and just randomly plays streams on it, and you can just watch it at any time. Oh no! It looks like it got shut down. Oh no! God damn it, I lied. It looks like they no longer exist. There's a big FBI warning on the screen. FBI warning provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized reproduction, distribution, and exhibition of copyrighted motion pictures. So I guess they got pinged. They might be back up. Who knows? But this was so interesting. So at any time, you could just text them, and they may put whatever you want to watch up on through the stream. So like there was like The Witcher on at one point on HBO. There was some movies going on Prime. They were putting on some other show on Disney Plus. There was Mandalorian, and like you can't. It's not, it's just whatever's on. So if you think that's cool, if you're ever just like hanging out, you're just like, all right, what's on? What are people watching on Hulu? Check it out. Obviously not right now, because it looks like they're in a little bit of trouble. Probably because it picked up some media traction.
Yeah, it picked up a lot of media traction. So rip.
But maybe next time. So that was funny. And then lastly, we have some iOS 14 leaks from 9to5Mac. They got their hands on some leaks. We should be getting a new iPad Pro. We've been hearing about a foldable cover thing with a trackpad. That's going to be interesting. Some people have reservations about it. I've started to use my iPad more as just like nothing with it, just the iPad itself, because it's so light and easy to maneuver. And then you add like the keyboard and stuff, it just makes it so much heavier. But I would like to see turn it into a Mac, who knows. There's also some stuff for the iPhone 9, which will be the new iPhone SE2, and that's kind of what they're calling it. There was some new stuff for Apple TV Remote. There's a new Apple TV Workouts app called Codename Seymour, which sounds really interesting. There was also some stuff showing their high-end, over-ear headphones that they should be coming out with soon. That'll probably rival the Beats and the Sonys of the world. And that I'm very curious about, because I think that they do their sound really, really well over at Apple, and I would love to see what they could do with a fucking $400 pair of headphones. But other than that, not too much stuff in tech. Coronavirus has shaken the world.
Yeah, it's all slow in a slow mode right now.
Yeah, which sucks for us. Oops, sorry guys. It sucks for us because obviously there's not much news to talk about, but we got some games coming up. We'll chat about them and keep you guys updated. All right. We'll catch you guys next week, every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes it's Wednesday. Make sure you follow us over on Twitter and our website, nolife.digital. Subscribe on Twitch. Follow us over there. Also on YouTube, Mixer. And I also figured out how to stream to Instagram, which maybe we'll start doing that for the No Life channel as well.